Hi there, Charlie Aquino here from Easy Slides, and I'd like to welcome you to a quick tutorial that I have prepared for you to increase your productivity on using ProShow Producer. Now, if you are like most users, the default layout for your ProShow would be something like this. And let me just introduce you briefly through the different elements that you see here. On the top here is you have your menu bar, okay? And right at the bottom of it, this is what we call your toolbars. Now here, as you can see here, there are four different windows that you could see on your interface. First one here shows you the folder list, and right at the bottom of the folder list is your thumbnail list. Now over to the right of the screen, you see the preview window, and at the bottom that is the slide list, or sometimes it can be the timeline window that you see here. Now for most users, this is the default layout that they use for ProShow, but I'd like to show you a quick tip on how to improve this layout, and actually maybe you can even apply it to yourself, and hopefully it will increase your productivity. Now one of the things that I don't really like about this layout is that often you have your folder list right here on top of your thumbnail list, and if you have a wide screen like I do in my laptop, often you see a very huge amount of space that is being occupied by the folder list when your list is actually just very small. And you'd want to see a large number of these thumbnails and at least a preview window that fits very well with the size of the project you're doing. So one of the things that you could do here is that you could actually reorganize these windows around this layout. So what you can do here is that you can drag this folder list here. So from the top, I'll drag it. So see what I'm doing here. I'm placing it right at the left side of the preview window, and this is what I get. So you see now here that I get a folder list that pretty much shows a lot of the folders in a compact manner, and I have a bigger thumbnail list. Now I could just simply adjust these so that I could have a bigger preview window. I'll adjust the folder list as well. So just hover it there until you see this left right button or a cursor there, and then you just drag it. So that's basically what I do. So here you have a good preview window. It's good enough, big enough for me to see the preview of my show. Here I have a wide list of the thumbnails that I have, and I have a folder list here. Now one of the things that I also do is I want to show often the favorites folder. So what I do is I go to Windows, Show, and the favorites there. I could just simply press F9 to show it. So here I have the favorites folders that I have. These are the list of the recent folders that I use for my show. So this is basically the layout that I use. Now you can play around with this and drag and drop a few of these stuff that you want. You can even drag the slide list over to the top if you want it. It will show at the top. So you see there, it shows at the top, okay? Or you could just reorganize it whatever you want. Now if you run into problems, you could just go back to Window and click the default window layout, or press Control-Shift Alt 0, and it brings you back to the default layout of ProShow. So let me do it again. So I'll grab the folders list, drag it to the left of the preview window. So I'll try to resize it. So oops, try to resize it. So I'll have a good enough view of my preview window plus a good list of the thumbnails. And once I have my layout done, what I do is I save it. So I click on Window, Save Window Layout. So here you could save it. Just write any name that you like. My favorite layout. So I can just save it. And anytime you want to go back to this layout, you could just go to Window, Load Window Layout, click on My Favorite Layout, and then click Apply. It will bring you back. So let's see here. Let's go back to the default window. Okay. Now let's try to load our favorite window. So load it. My favorite layout. Click on Apply. And voila, you have that. So this is one way that you could probably improve your productivity when using ProShow. Now if you're comfortable with the original layout, by all means use it. But if you want to play around with the layout, this is one way that you could do it. Now, the other thing that I normally do or whenever I start with a project or in ProShow is I set the defaults to some specific settings. I click on Edit, Preferences. I go to this line here, or the tab here that says Show Defaults. Now, here are some things that you could use or you could modify if you want to set some defaults for your show. What I normally do is that this normally comes at a default of 3 seconds. So the default slide duration, I set it at 3 seconds. The default transition duration, I set it at 1 second. So that every time I load a new photo from my slideshow, I use this at defaults. And I can also choose the default transition effect. So just click it, and just like when you choose transitions, you could just choose which one you like. So here I select the crossfade linear blend. And if you use random transitions often, you could go here and click on this button that says select, and you could just check the ones that you want to include in the random transitions effect. So you could select everything, or you could just select a few of them. It's really totally up to you what you want to use. So click on apply when you're done. Yeah, those are the things that you could set. So that's basically it. If you also want to set different color, so click on the color tab here, and I personally like the blue one, just for personal preferences. I click the blue and then load it, and then I click done, and that changes the entire color for my ProShow. Okay, so that's it. Just a very quick tip to increase your productivity. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. See you again on the next tutorial, and have a nice day. Bye.